Hello students of class 10. So today I am going to start a new chapter, the next chapter, that is quadratic equation. So first of all we will recall what is a quadratic polynomial. So what is a quadratic polynomial? Quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c provided a is not equal to 0. That means any polynomial having degree 2 is called a quadratic polynomial. Okay, so here this is a quadratic polynomial. Already we have studied quadratic polynomial, and we also know how to find the solution of a quadratic polynomial. So we can easily find the solution or zeros of a quadratic polynomial by using factorization method or middle term splitting method. So now we are here in this chapter we are going to study about quadratic equation. So in quadratic equation we have to write quadratic polynomial and we have to equate it equal to 0. So already you know what is the meaning of equation. We have to equate that polynomial to 0. So this is called what? This is called a quadratic equation. This is a quadratic equation. A is not equal to 0. Why? The condition that it is written as a not equal to 0, because if a is equal to 0, so if a is equal to 0, then what happens? 0 into x square, this term will become equal to 0, and if this is equal to 0, this equation will not remain a quadratic equation. That's why we have to write the condition properly that a is not equal to 0, and here the value of a, b, c are what? These are real numbers. Only there is a condition for a, that is a should not be equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation. Here first of all we will check different types of equations, whether the equations are quadratic or not. We have to check that. After that we are going to study about the nature of roots. Roots means solution, already you know. So first of all we will check whether an equation is a quadratic equation or not. Then secondly we are going to study about the roots, how to find the roots of the quadratic equation, how to find the solution of the quadratic equation using different methods. Next is the nature of roots, that is very important. Okay, so first of all I am going to do I am going to start the first exercise, that is exercise 4.1, question number 1. Check whether the following are quadratic equations. So here I am going to do the first question. So let us do it. So see, I have taken from question 1, x plus 1 whole square is equal to 2 into whole bracket x minus 3. So first of all in left hand side we have to apply the formula of a plus b whole square. By applying that formula we got x square plus 2x plus 1, and in right hand side when we open the bracket we will get 2x minus 6. So here from left hand side and right hand side 2x will cancel out, and minus 6 when go to left hand side we will get what? 6 plus 1, that is what? 7. So finally we got what? X square plus 7 is equal to 0. So is this a quadratic equation? We have to check. So we will compare with the standard form of quadratic equation. So this was our standard form of quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 provided a not equal to 0. That means the coefficient of x square should not be equal to 0. So here see we have x square and the coefficient of x square is 1, that is not equal to 0. This is satisfied. Next see, the next term is bx. So here the term of x is not present. Already it is cancelled out in our previous steps. So this is cancelled out, and next is what? C. C is there, that is constant term is there. So finally what we conclude that this is a quadratic equation, because quadratic equation is having highest power, that is degree. Degree should be equal to 2, and here we got what? The degree is 2. We can write this equation like this also, x square plus 0x that is 0 into x plus 7. Why I have written like this? That see, for comparing this equation with this equation, I have written 0 into x plus 7 equal to 0. Here already here it is given that a should not equal to 0, but there is no limitation for b and c. Okay, so the b and c will have the values as real values. Okay, so in real value we will have 0 also. So this is a quadratic equation. Next, come to the second one. X square minus 2x equal to minus 2 into bracket 3 minus x. So after simplifying, what we got, see here, minus 6 plus 2x. Okay, after opening the bracket we got this. Then we will transfer this term to the left hand side. After simplifying, we got x square minus 4x plus 6 is equal to 0. So we can compare this equation with ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, and finally we can say that this is also a quadratic equation. A, B, C are what? Real values. So here also A, B, C are having real values. Okay. So come to the next one. Question number 1-8. So after simplifying, I got the final answer as 2x square minus 13x plus 9 equal to 0. So it shows that this is also a quadratic equation. Okay, so like that there are many questions in question number 1. So try to do it. Next, come to question number 2. Represent the following situation in the form of quadratic equation. So in question number 2, you have to represent the following situation in form of quadratic equation. That means there is a word problem, you have to represent in quadratic form. Okay, quadratic equation, standard form of quadratic equation. Like in linear equation also, in pair of linear equation in two variable, in last chapter also we have word problems there. First of all, we have to form two linear equation. Okay, pair of linear equation in two variable. Then only we can calculate the solution, we can find the solution. So first of all, we have to form the correct equation. So come to question number 1 of 2. The area of rectangular plot is 528 meters square. So what is given? See here, area is given, area of a rectangular plot is given. Next condition is the length of the plot in meters is 1 more than twice its breadth. So from here we have to make the equation. Already area is given, area is 528 meters square, area of rectangular plot. Next condition, length is equal to 1 more than twice its breadth. That means 1 plus 2 times of its breadth. So we have to suppose a variable. So twice its breadth. So we have to take breadth or length. Suppose we have to take it as x or y. Okay. Next is we need to find the length and breadth of the plot. Okay. So let us do it. So these are the condition given. Area is given as 528. So in place of area we can write length into breadth, that is L into B is equal to 528. Also one more condition is given, that is L is equal to 1 more than twice its breadth, that means 1 plus 2B. Okay. So this I have put as equation 1. So therefore equation 1 implies what we can write in place of L, we can write 1 plus 2B. So in place of L we will write 1 plus 2B into B is equal to 528. Then after that we can easily form the equation by simplifying. Okay, we are multiplying B with the whole bracket, then finally we are getting this equation. So how to solve this equation? The solution will be discussed after this exercise. Okay, so after this exercise I am going to discuss how to find the solution. But here you can use one method, that is trial and error method. So how to use that method? See, we will try that. Suppose here, see, in this equation, see what is written. When we multiply two factors, we will get what? 528. So we will factorize 528 into prime factors. So by factorization I got these answers. 4 number of 2's, 1, 3 and 1, 11. I am getting this. Okay. So after multiplying all these numbers, we will get what? 528. So in this equation, what is written? What two numbers when we multiply, then we will get 528. So here see, this is what? 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. 4 number of 2's when we multiply, we will get 16. And here we are getting what? 33. See what is the relation between 16 and 33? See here, when we double 16, we will get what? 32. And when we add 1 to 32, we will get what? 33. And that is what the condition that is written in question, that length is 1 more than twice its breadth. So when we double the breadth, and when we add 1 to it, we will get L. So from this condition, from this what we do done in factorization, from this only we can get the answer easily. So when we double 16, we got 32, and when we add 1 to it, we will get 33. So what will be the breadth? Breadth is equal to 16 meter, and the length of the rectangular plot will be what? 33 meter. So this is the answer. So here they have told to represent the following situation in form of quadratic equation. That means we have to form the quadratic equation. So no need to find solution. Okay, so come to 4 number of this question. So what is in question number 4C? A train travels a distance of 480 km at a uniform speed. If the speed had been 8 km per hour less, then it would have taken 3 hours more to cover the same distance. So this situation you have to represent it in quadratic form. Okay, so we will do this question. So see, here are the two conditions. First condition is distance covered by the train is 480 km. So we have taken the speed as x km per hour and the time is suppose t hour. Okay. So another condition is given that if the speed had been 88 km per hour more, if the speed is 8 km per hour more, then the time taken by the train should be 3 hours or less. Okay. So for that we have to write the condition that if the speed is equal to, we have to add 8 to the previous speed, means previous speed was x. If we add 8 to the previous speed, then what will happen? Then time will become 3 hours less. So time is what? T minus 3. The previous time was what? T. So here are two conditions. First condition is this one, when speed is x km per hour and the time is t, and here the second condition. So we will form an equation from these conditions. So already we know speed is equal to what? Distance by time. You know in physics you have studied. So next we can write x is equal to 480 by t, and this situation first condition we have to write. So in place of distance we have to write 480, in place of time we have to write t, and speed is what? X. So from this equation we will find the value of t. See why I have find the value of t here. There is a reason of that. So I will tell you afterwards. See here we are writing the value for t, and from the second condition which is given, from that also we can write x plus 8 in place of speed. Distance is same as it is given in the question. Distance is 480 and time is what? T minus 3. So by writing t in place of t, we can write what? The time which we got in the first situation, that is 480 by x. So we will put in this equation, x plus 8 is equal to 480 whole divided by, in place of t we will write 480 by x, okay, minus 3. Then after that we will solve. See, I have solved here. We have to simplify. In denominator we have to take LCM as x, so that LCM, that x will go to the numerator and it will be multiplied with 480, and in denominator we have 480 minus 3x. So after transposing this term to that side, it will multiply with x minus 8. So after multiplying we will get this this number, okay, this this number, and in right hand side we have only what 480 into x. So after cancelling 480x here, and in left hand side also 480x is there. So after cancelling we finally got this one. So see, this is what ax square plus bx plus c. A, b, c are what real numbers, and provided a not equal to 0, so a is what the coefficient of x square is not equal to 0 here. So this is the quadratic equation we got. So see here we can take common minus 3 also, because see this is the multiple of 3, this is also a multiple of 3, and this is also a multiple of 3. See, when we add all the numbers, see 8 plus 4 is 12, 12 plus 3 is 15, 15 plus 0 is 15. So 15 is divisible by 3. So this number is also divisible by 3. We can take minus 3 as common, and then we can write the quadratic equation in simplest way. So this is the way of doing this question. So see here, in this question they are asking to find the speed of the train. So we have to find the speed. So what we have taken speed? We have taken speed as x km per hour. So our final equation should be in terms of x, not in terms of t. See here, I have taken two variables. First is x, that is speed, and second is time, that is t. So here we have to write the equation. We have to form the equation in terms of speed, and speed is x. So you have to write the equation in terms of x. So that's why I have written, I have replaced t. See here, I have written the equation for t only. So why I have written for t? By that I can replace t here also. See, from this we can replace the t. So it will come in terms of what? X. Okay. So come to the next topic. Next is solution of a quadratic equation. So see, here come to the end of the checking of an equation and forming of a quadratic equation. Now the main topic is you have to find the solution of a quadratic equation. A quadratic equation is having degree 2, and how we can find the solution? There are total 3 methods. So one by one we will going to discuss it. So first method is factorization method, but before that I am going to tell you the small thing, that is quadratic equation. What are the solution? See, the degree is 2, that means highest power of quadratic equation is 2. Therefore the solution of quadratic equation is also what? 2. So we got 2 solution for quadratic equation, and here solution is also called roots. So in many lines you can see in book they are writing roots. So roots means what? Solution. So solution of a quadratic equation, the first method is factorization. So you can also write the first method. So the first method is factorization. In factorization we can do middle term splitting, or we can also apply identities which we have studied in class 9, 8. Okay. So here come to exercise 4.2. The first question, that is find the roots of the following quadratic equation by factorization. So here we can do middle term splitting. So how can we do middle term splitting? Already you know, we have to multiply. First of all, compare it with the quadratic equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So here the value of a is 2 and the value of c is minus 6. So you have to multiply the two numbers a and c. So 2 into minus 6 will be what? Minus 12. Next you have to find the factors of 12. So middle term splitting, as you know, you have to split the middle term. So here we have middle term we have 1. So how we can split 1 into 2 parts? We can write 4 minus 3, because 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. We can also write many things. We can write 1 plus 0 also. But already you know you have to multiply in a way, okay, in a pattern. You have to follow some way. So what is the way? You have to factor 12. So how to factor 12? We can write 4 into 3 in place of 12. See here, 4 into 3, that means 4 3s are 12. We can get this number. Also, if we subtract 3 from 4, we will get what? 1. Okay, like that you have to split the term. So we have to split the term like we have to the two numbers should be multiplied with each other so that we can get the value of a into c. And also when we add or subtract the two terms, add or subtract, okay, either we have to add or either we have to what, or we have to subtract. So here what we are doing, we are subtracting 3 from 4. So we can write 2x square plus, in place of 1 we can write 4 minus 3 into x minus 6. So further we can write 2x square plus 4x minus 3x minus 6. Now what we have to do, we have to take common from the first two terms, and from the next two terms we have to take common. So by this way we have taken common from these two terms. 2x is common. So in bracket, inside the bracket we have x plus 2. From this we will take outside 3 common. So x is remaining plus we have 2. Okay. Next, the bracket term is common. So again we will take x plus 2 as common term. So by taking x plus 2 as common term, we will have remaining term as 2x minus 3. So see here what we have to do in next term. We can write the two factors like this. In class 10 also we have done middle term splitting, but we have to stop here because we have done it in quadratic polynomial. In that case we don't have the value is equal to 0. So here we have what, equal to 0. So next step what we have to write. See what is the meaning of this. See this line is telling what, we are multiplying two numbers to get the value as 0. So if we are multiplying two numbers and we are getting the answer as 0, that means what, one of the number may be equal to what, 0. Either this is equal to 0 or this may be equal to 0. Okay. So we have to write either the first factor should be equal to 0 or maybe the second term should be equal to, second factor should be equal to 0. So from this we can get the value of x as minus 2, and from this we have the value of x as 3 by 2. So we got what, two solution. So quadratic equation have two solutions. So first solution is minus 2 and we can say the second solution is 3 by 2. So by this way we have to solve the quadratic equation using factorization method. Next question I am going to do question number 3, that is of the same exercise. Find two numbers whose sum is 27 and product is 182. That means you have to find two numbers whose sum is 27 and the product is 182. You can take any two numbers randomly also. By taking randomly you can add the two numbers and you can get 27, and means you can check randomly also, but here you have to solve it using the factorization method. So you have to, first of all you have to form the quadratic equation. So from the first condition we can write x plus y is equal to 27, okay, because we have to add two numbers. So x plus y is equal to 27, and the second condition is, and the product is 182. So from that condition we can write x into y is equal to 182. So the two conditions are, first is x plus y is equal to 27, second is x into y is equal to 182. So see next how to form the quadratic equation. How we can form quadratic equation? By taking the value of y from here. We can get the value of y from this equation as 27 minus x. So y is equal to 27 minus x. We can put the value of y in the second equation. So x into, in place of y we can put 27 minus x is equal to 182. So next what we will do, we will multiply the two terms, that is x into 27 minus x, and then by transferring 180 to the left hand side we will get a quadratic equation. So after that you know how to solve the equation. So please try to do it. Try to form the quadratic equation first and then find the solution using factorization method. Remember, in factorization method not only middle term splitting, we can apply formula also, a plus b whole square also, okay, a minus b whole square. We can apply many formula. Next, the important topic next is the nature of roots I am going to discuss in my next lecture. Please try to do up to exercise 4.2, and if you have any doubt, please ask me in my WhatsApp number. You can ask, and try to share the answers with me. Okay, if you have any doubt or any difficulty, you can show me the process how you are doing. Okay, so thank you for today.